The holidays are officially here, and while that makes it the most magical and wonderful time of the year, it can also be the most challenging to stay on track after weight loss surgery. Today, I am sharing practical tips to help you enjoy the holidays and keep you on track throughout the season. Whether you're dealing with food-focused get-togethers, navigating social pressures, or you're just needing that extra momentum, that extra love, guidance, and support, I've got you covered. This video is meant for those of us who have had bariatric surgery, VSG, bypass, etc., to help you thrive and not just survive during this holiday season. So if that sounds like you, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you join our bariatric supportive community. Like this video, and stay tuned for 8 hot tips coming your way. I myself struggled with these Yuletide challenges when I had surgery 5 years ago. The first round of holidays after weight loss surgery can be super challenging to navigate on your own. As a bariatric support coach now, this is what I'm hearing from my clients who are in all stages of post-op lifestyle as we head into the backslide season of the year. Obviously, we want to maintain our new post-op lifestyle, and I'm going to help you do just that. My first actionable tip is to set realistic goals for yourself. The holidays, as well as post-op lifestyle, are not about perfection. They are about progress. Maybe your goal right now is to maintain your weight. Personally, that's exactly where I'm coming from. Like a bear, every winter season, my body gains 6 to 8 pounds, and then I lose it come spring. Nothing in my life changes. I simply cling to those 6 to 8 extra pounds. And if you watched a few videos back, I shared that one of my goals for 2024 is to not gain my hibernation weight, my 6 to 8 pounds. So I am working on maintaining my current weight, and I've been able to break weight stalls by implementing some new strategies and tips. Maybe your goal is to stay mindful and present during eating, especially during those holiday meals. Perhaps it's to simply enjoy non-food centered activities with your family and friends. It could also be things like maintaining your consistent movement, taking better care of yourself this winter, getting in all of your vitamins to prevent that annual cold. Whatever your goal, my practical tip for you is to write it down. Yes, it is actually that simple. Write your goals, your intentions for this holiday season down and revisit those goals on a daily/weekly basis. I mean that. This is something that you can do today, before Thanksgiving, where you can write your goals down for the week and revisit them on a daily basis, including on the morning of good old Turkey Day if you celebrate in America or elsewhere. This goal can be written down before all of the beautifully themed holiday cocktail parties, before the cookie swaps, before any of the office parties, the family gatherings, the parade snacks. You can establish those goals right now. For example, goal: I will focus on my protein first at every single meal. Goal: I will stay hydrated by drinking 64 ounces of water before I indulge in any cocktails. These goals are that simple. You could do one per day, one per week, one per season. You could do 3 goals a day. It doesn't really matter as long as they are realistic and that you revisit them for action. Then track them when it's appropriate to do so. I know that it seems like this is so simple, and in fact it is, but the act of intention behind your actions, behind your overall beliefs, desires, and wants for this season, if you start with those in mind, you're much more likely to take actions that are in line with those thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And as a little bonus, you could provide yourself a non-food centric reward at the end of every week where you actually write down, revisit, and meet that goal. Now, you already know that protein is your best friend all year, but she is your ride or die bestie for life at the holidays. Not only does having a belly full of protein, a non-jelly belly, like Santa, full of protein keep you full longer, but it is also going to diminish the spikes and dips in your blood sugar, which means that your cravings will be less. And we know that those sugar treats, those delicious sweet treats, are the feature of every holiday party. So by being able to make an intentional decision that aligns with your goals because your belly is full of the good stuff first, will help you overall. A practical tip here is to make sure that you are starting every single plate that you're filling this season with 50%. You're dividing that plate in half, 50% protein first. Here's where this is easy. If you're celebrating in America and you're doing so with traditional foods, take Thanksgiving for example, the main feature of Thanksgiving is a turkey or maybe even a ham. So you have abundant options that you don't necessarily have to cook for yourself to fill up your plate. Personally, may sound excessive, but I would prefer to fill my plate instead of with turkey or ham, but with 50% shrimp cocktail. I personally find it to be the perfect protein. If you're unsure about the menu and you're headed to someone else's home, feel free to check in with the host or hostess and ask if you can bring a small protein-based dish. Now, I say small because you don't need to be the one feeding 12, 18, 30 people at a gathering, but bringing something small ensures that you know you're going to have something to work with. This is especially true if you are in the very early stages of post-op life and you are traveling to family or friends' homes. You need to bring your own soft or pureed mash, okay? So not only are you filling half your plate with protein, but you're gonna take those bites first. I live by the motto that failing to plan is planning to fail. I'm a planner and you know that. Before your holiday event, I want you to come up with a plan for yourself. Are you going to have a light protein-based snack before the meal? I would recommend yes, so that you're not starving and you're able to make intentional decisions when you arrive. If you know the menu of where you're going. So on Thanksgiving, we go to my sister's house. You know her, she's my bariatric bestie, and she sends out a text to everyone who's coming with all of the dishes that are being brought by every member. So I do know the menu. If you don't know the menu, I want you to make sure that you are having that snack before you go. But if you get to know the menu, can you plan ahead a little bit? Can you design your favorite ultimate plate in your head so you're not overwhelmed by choice when you get there? It's kind of like studying the menu for a restaurant in advance. Are you that type of person or is it just me? Can you plan for how you will handle dessert? By the way, it is 100% okay and encouraged for you to have dessert on these holiday special events if you are in a place far enough away from your surgery date. If your journey allows you to have a little bit of sugar, it is okay to do so. I want you to look at that beautiful dessert buffet, and I want you to pick 1, maybe 2 scoops of your favorite thing that's on that buffet. It doesn't mean you have to eat it when everybody else does. You might need to have a strategy in place for in between dinner and dessert to let your stomach settle. However, I don't want you to plan for avoidance. I don't want you to plan for willpower. I want you to be able to indulge in a way that is sustainable for your lifestyle. Put these bites on your plate. Smell them. Appreciate their color. Feel the texture in your mouth. Make this a dessert experience to remember. My practical tip for planning here is to use a small plate. So you want something that's around 6 inches. That's an appetizer or a dessert plate. You could also bring your own, if you have like the Uba plate situation, feel free to bring that. It's lovely. It will fit in with everybody's Thanksgiving tablescape, I promise. Focus on your mindful eating. Be intuitive and intentional with what does your body want. You already know you're filling it with 50% protein. I do have a graphic coming out on Instagram this week that I think will be helpful for you. So if you're not following along, make sure you are, because I'll have like a tip that you can save on Instagram that's kind of a condensed version of this video. Savor your bites. This meal is supposed to be enjoyed. So enjoy it. Don't think about calories. Don't think about guilt. If you're still doing that, we need to talk about your mindset. This meal is for you to indulge in a safe way that fits in your tummy and in a way that makes you feel overall satiated and happy. What is your favorite holiday food? I would love to know in the comments below. We are going to set boundaries around social pressure at these holiday gatherings too. You may encounter loved ones or friends who ask you why you're not eating more. Is that truly enough food? My, you don't seem like your plate is full. Essentially, this we assume well-meaning person is going to question your choices. Remember that this journey is yours. My practical tip is to practice responses to this, okay? I'm gonna give you some suggestions. Suggestion: I'm currently listening to my body right now. Suggestion: I am focused on feeling good about my body and my choices this season. It's also okay to say less or say more. You can go the smile and nod route, where you are simply not dignifying this statement with a reply of any kind. You can be more forward than that and tell your Uncle Chad, we don't discuss other people's bodies or their choices. I know the holiday table can be a wild west of a family breeding discussion ground, so I need you to do what feels best and right for you. But what I don't want you to do is clam up, not have a practice response, and then regret not saying something later. If needed, excuse yourself for a reset. Go outside, enjoy the crisp air, take some deep breaths, or drink some water if you have enough time between your last bite and your hydration to kind of like replenish, rehydrate, keep yourself level-headed. Could this be a tips video if I didn't mention dehydration? Dehydration can mimic hunger. So you want to make sure that you are hydrated before, during, and after your holiday events. We're aiming for the 64 ounces of hydration every day, right? But I want you, especially at a holiday meal, to give yourself a 30-minute buffer. No drinking for 30 minutes before or after meals to help aid that digestion along. My practical tip here is to have what my daughter mentioned to me yesterday was an emotional support tumbler. You know, I love a festive tumbler. I did, in fact, look at this little straw topper. I got this at Target. I did, in fact, purchase this Simple Modern candy cane tumbler off of my own bariatric gift guide wish list because I needed to have it. And this little candy cane straw topper, just a small plug for my Amazon storefront. There are about to be so many amazing sales this week. So I put a link to the storefront in the description box below. I also have a link to my Like to Know It, which will feature sales. So if you are looking for a new tumbler for yourself or as a gift, I've got you covered. 64 ounces. My next tip is about movement. Movement here is not about exercise or burning calories. Movement, for me, is always about feeling good, but it's also about reducing stress and keeping your digestion moving in a healthy way. I think we would be surprised to find that a short walk can decrease your anxiety and increase your energy levels. And when I say short, I mean like 10 minutes or under, especially if it's outside. My practical tip is about bringing your family and friends into this. After meals, recommend, if you're in the climate for it, going for a 10 to 20 minute slow, leisurely family and friends nature walk. Get outside. If you have the stamina, maybe you do a little flag football with the family. That's not really in my wheelhouse. Dance, play with all the kids in your family. It is actually fun. Not only are you going to digest faster, which means yay, you have room for those 1 to 2 bites of dessert. Yes. But it's also going to help you prevent that like post-meal slump. Moving right after eating is so helpful. It's so helpful. Please try it and let me know how it works for you, because I know it will work. And bonus, you're gonna create memories that are not based on food. Speaking of, this is my tip number 7. I want you to shift your mindset from these holidays being food-centric to the non-food centered joy that you get from spending time with the people you love. Let's look at this season holistically, okay? So these non-food centered activities could be decorating. That's one of my absolute favorite ones, including the shopping in the halls of all of the festive goodies that get to go inside your home. What about watching holiday movies? Okay. My daughter and I love to snuggle up on the couch and watch what I would consider very bad but very wonderful holiday movies on Netflix together. We light the candles, we turn off the lights, we cuddle up in a blanket. It's this cozy experience that does not involve a meal. Playing games or doing crafts, coming up with these holiday traditions that you can do with your family for years to come. My practical tip here for you, crack out that pen again, because you are going to write down 3 non-food activities that you are going to schedule and look forward to this holiday season. Mark and I build out a holiday family calendar that involves, at least this year it gets to involve, 2 trips, which is very exciting, holiday parades, tree lightings, strolls, holiday markets, activities that are going on locally, and some that are a little distance away that we travel to, like the Snowport Market in Boston. I would love to know what's on your list, and I know you can find free local events in your community that are going on this season, so they don't have to cost anything. My last tip for you, my love, is to give yourself some grace. I told you at the beginning of this video that this whole lifestyle is about progress and not perfection. You are expected to slip up. You are expected to backslide. And it's not about the amount of times that a mistake occurs. It's how fast you rebound to get back to where you were prior to that mistake. I want you to hear this, okay? Look into my eyes. One meal does not define your success. One meal does not define your success. Get back on track quickly. The next snack, the next meal, the next day. Don't let it go longer than that. Get back on track. It's about how fast is your bounce back rate, not how many times do I need to bounce back. We all need to bounce back. My tip for you, my practical tip, is to remind yourself of your why. Why did you have this surgery? What do you stand to gain by so much loss? What does your best life look like? What is your why? Celebrate the progress that you've achieved so far. And if you need to, crack out those non-scale victories. Now is the time to have that list handy. Give yourself the credit you deserve. This work is hard. It's a lot of change, and it's so much more than just dropping the weight and the inches. The holidays are about celebrating and magic and joy and togetherness and kindness, not stress. By planning ahead just a little bit and focusing on what matters most, you can have the confidence to achieve whatever it is that you want this season, even if it's just a quiet, peaceful mind. What's your favorite holiday tip for staying on track? Will you let me know in the comments below, and please feel free to add to it. If you found this video helpful, I hope you will like it and share it with someone who could use that extra little holiday support. And because you stuck around until the very end of our tip video for holiday success, I wanted to let you know that on Black Friday, but you're getting it here a little bit early, I am dropping a brand new membership here on YouTube. I currently have a membership that's exclusive to my clients and students, but I've received requests from some of you asking, how can I get my comments answered faster when I have weight loss surgery or Disney related questions? How can I have more say in the videos that you create, Chelsea? Or how can we be on live together in a community that's smaller than the 13,000 subscribers who are here? And the answer to that is through memberships. So I'm going to have 2 tiered levels. The magic level is going to be where you get specific icons and badges that I made myself. I'm very proud of how cute they are. You get priority access in the comments. And if you level up to do the higher level per month, you are going to get lives with me. You're going to get priority access to videos first. You get to say what you want the videos to be about. So you're kind of like my director and my producer behind the screen. So if you're interested, I will leave information in the description box for you, but that's like a little surprise bonus early just for you. These prices will go up after next Monday. So this is really just a week-long offering if you're watching the video on the day that it comes out. Otherwise, I will be notifying my email list, and that's it. We're going to keep this small so that way I can actually make the videos that you want me to when you request them if you're a part of that membership level. You're amazing, bestie. I'm so thankful and grateful that you're here and you can do this. I will see you here same time, same place next week, okay? Goodbye, friends.
Bye.